Well, I can't believe it's happened. It's actually happened. Former British Prime Minister David Cameron has joined Oviedo as right back. This is what dreams are made of. And here he is, David Cameron, or Carmona. We'll alter that. David Cameron. There we go. He's here. We have finally got him from Seville. I think we saw him right at the start of the Real Deal series. I think probably one of the first episodes of the first season. And I love the name and the idea of David Cameron signing for Oviedo. So I've tried to sign him every single transfer window since then. And it's never happened. They've always said no to him until this January transfer window where he was on the transfer list for £625,000. So, of course, I'm going to take him off Seville. The club he's been at for at least 10 years, basically. So I do feel kind of bad. He's going to a new place now, but he never broke into the Seville first team, but he will break into ours. 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential. I am so excited to have him on this right-hand side, especially as we kind of do need a wing-back. And actually, I suppose a right midfielder wouldn't hurt too much either, and he can play there very nicely. So, very versatile, and I'm looking forward to it. To be fair, it's actually just a bonus that he's actually quite good. Even if he was absolutely atrocious, I still would have signed him just because it's David Cameron. So, although he's born in 1997 and 23 years old, it is the same David Cameron that used to be Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. That's what it is in my head, at least. That's what I'm trying to imagine, so I hope you guys can too. David Cameron is the only in so far. At the other end of the spectrum, Sunset currently has 2 bids on the table for him, both from Milan, AC Milan and Inter Milan, both with a future fee of 2 million. The issue is his release fee clause is 2 million, which is a little bit scary because we lost Subius to Milan earlier on in the season for his release fee clause of 1.8 million. We offered Subius a new contract with a release clause of 5 million, but the bid came in before he could accept that contract. So what I've done this time is those bids came in. I'm not touching them until Sunset signs a new deal. He has got, I don't want to click anything, I don't want to jinx it or anything, but he's got a new deal on the table with an £8.25 million release fee clause. So hopefully he'll sign that in the very near future. He's 19 years old, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's been really good this season so far for us actually, so I do not want to lose him, especially for such a low fee of £2 million. More news for you. Getafe have offered me a job interview. Of course, I am going to decline it. I've also had job interviews offered to me. I've also declined them, all of them, of course, but from Stoke, West Brom, and there was another club as well. Who was it? There's a job. We just looked job. Crystal Palace offered me one. There's Stoke, and the West Brom was a bit before that. So Stoke, Crystal Palace, and Getafe now, and West Brom all offering me job interviews, but I've been saying no. Right, that's all the news out of the way. Hello, welcome back to The Real Deal. Hope you're all alright. Levante and Athletic Bilbao today in the Spanish Cup quarter-finals. We'll take you through what's happened since you were last here, which was before the pre-season winter break, the pre-season winter break, or the mid-season winter break. We played Betis and Bilbao, 1-1 draw and a 0-0 draw there. Afterwards, we played Vigo, expecting to win it, ended up losing 3-1, which was pitiful. Really, really poor performance from us, actually. Vigo all over us. But we did bounce back in the final game of the 2019 part of the season. A 4-1 win away from bottom of the table Alaves. Really good. Raul Thomas with a hat-trick. Pastrana with the other goal as well, which was great. Girona in a friendly in the pre-season sort of thing, or the mid-season break, 0-0, not particularly interesting. We then played Real Madrid, lost 1-0. But if you look at the stats, it should have been 10-0. We only had the one shot, I think, in the entire game. Yeah, one shot in the entire game. They had 29. So, we're lucky to only lose 1-0 there. Then we had Valencia 3 times in a row. The first leg away from home in the Spanish Cup, 0-0, which was alright, I suppose. We couldn't complain too much. Then played them in the league at home. Raul Thomas with a 92nd minute penalty to make sure we got the 3 points. That was crucial. I would have taken those 3 points and lost these 2 games like 5-0 both times if it meant we got those 3 points there. But we managed to overcome Valencia in the second leg, 2-1. Can tell what your name is, and an own goal as well helped us on our way to making sure we got ourselves into the Spanish Cup quarterfinals for the second year in a row. This time against Bilbao, and I think this one could be winnable. Last year we came against Barcelona, and we were never ever going to win that. But this year against Bilbao, I'm kind of confident. So we've got the first leg of that coming up as well with Levante, but of course Levante is kicking off first. What does that mean for the league table then? Well, I'll tell you. We currently sit 11th on 20 3 points, joint with Coruña and Vigo and Betis and Real Sociedad just behind us actually on points as well. So it's all pretty close where we are right now. 6 points off Valencia. We're a good 8 points off the relegation zone as well. So we're sort of pretty comfortable in this lower mid half of the table. Right then, this is the lineup for the game against Levante. Burke starts in goal. Varela, George, Katic and Katungo, where is he? David Cameron is coming on the pitch to make his full debut today. Johannesson can go on the bench instead of Katungo. Dorsch, Febas and Ruiz start in that midfield. Cordoba and Cantel, what your name is, out on the wings. And Thomas will start ahead of Lozano today. He's just come back from an injury. I think it was the first game we fit for it, essentially. He played like 20 minutes last game, but was still a bit injured. So the Thomas will start today as a striker, but may come off in later stages. Lozano picked up his injury just after the winter break started, but he did pick up North American Player of the Year. Right, kickoff is upon us then. We are away from home, so we're in our white and black strip today. Levante sitting in a nice sort of reddish, purpley, bluey kit, which looks quite cool actually. Oh, I'm literally so excited to have David Cameron in the side. I don't know why I'm so excited about it, but I genuinely am. Hopefully he's going to bring in some decent defensive policies and things like that, just to help our defence out a little bit as Febas has a bit of a feeble shot. I need to go and remind myself of all of David Cameron's greatest moments as UK Prime Minister and then sort of apply it to our David Cameron. Otherwise, I'm not doing it justice, am I? And if I don't make jokes about David Cameron or just apply British politics to David Cameron, then I'm not doing it justice, am I? And I'm not doing you any justice. This is not what you watch me for. You watch me for David Cameron, and quite frankly, if I don't do him justice, then I'm not doing you justice either, as David Cameron is being called into defensive duties here. It's not him tackling the ball there, but they are passing it around nicely, Levante, and fortunately, Boateng puts it wide. So we're literally like at the halfway point of the season, a little bit over halfway now, and we are still sitting like 11th. I really thought we'd be in a massive relegation battle. I thought we'd really struggle to get out of the relegation zone, but we're doing really well so far. A lot better than I thought we would be, so I mean, I kind of want to get through this season kind of quickly because it's a bit more of a transition. If it was a real relegation battle, I'd be dragging it out a little bit more, making it a bit more exciting. But as we're just sort of mid-table, lower mid-table, sort of not really doing much, it's not the most entertaining. So I'm sort of trying to get through this season quicker than I normally would do. Chance for us early in this second half through Cantel, what your name is. He puts a great ball through to Rauda Thomas. Rauda Thomas just saved by the goalkeeper there, unfortunately. I think he should have squared it. Would have had a better chance of scoring. The corner comes in and is cleared, but only as far as Dorsch, although I don't think he's going to be doing much himself from that kind of wing position. Although he gets the ball to Ruiz, out to George Sanchez, and that's it. End of the highlight. Clearly, Football Manager felt that attack was going nowhere, although I felt it was, but apparently not. Corner for Levante this time, though, and unmarked at the front post. I mean, what was David Cameron doing? Was he on the post or was he meant to be marking? Because that could be David Cameron's fault, and I don't want to fault David Cameron. Varela, though, is coming forward down the left-hand side of the pitch for us now, and he puts a crossing cleared, but only as far as Ruiz, who plays it into Rauda Thomas, and we go 1-0 up against Levante away from home. Fantastic stuff. He is our top goal scorer this season. He's been playing really, really well. He's well into double figures now. Table-wise, it doesn't actually move us up at all, does it? It puts us a little bit closer to Valencia. We were 6 points behind them, but again, they've still got to play some games, so it's not brilliant still. I don't know why I just said it's not brilliant still. I literally said 5 minutes ago I thought we were going to be in a relegation battle, so anything above the relegation zone is brilliant. Perhaps another chance for us here as Burke clears the ball and it goes all the way up to Cantel, what your name is. Febas now on the ball, plays a great ball out to David Cameron. David, this is your chance to shine. He puts the cross into Rauda Thomas, cleared only as far as Dorsch. Cordoba on the ball into David Cameron. Well, he went to David Cameron, wasn't into him, went to Rauda Thomas. But the ball is eventually cleared. David Cameron with a huge interception, although he does give it away and now he's out of position. David, oh, you are lucky man, David. As Burke was very lucky there to collect the ball. That's it. We can't ever have another right back now. It's just David Cameron. He's the only right back we can ever use now. Corner comes in, cleared by George there, and apparently a free kick to us. Their man's been sent off, so it's nothing really too much to highlight. Just the red card, I think. In that case, we're going to go a bit more control and a bit more fluid, just to try and make use of that extra man. And we will make some changes as well. Febas looking tired, so Sunset will come on for him. And to be fair, Varela's looking kind of tired and not playing brilliantly. Can Johannesson play there? no is the answer. Katungo should have stayed on the bench. Varela's going to stay on the pitch then instead. We may make a change later on. We'll leave it as it is for now. Just that one change. Febas coming on. Off rather. Sunset came on, didn't he? Well, I've got to say, he has played brilliantly, but it probably is time for David Cameron to come off. We want to save him for the next game against Bilbao. Can anyone play left back? Like any of these guys? Because Katic kind of can, I think, maybe. Katic sort of can, that's good. So we'll bring Pinto on for Varela. So they're the change we'll make at the back. The fullback's looking quite tired, so we'll rest them up or give them a little 10-minute rest, which isn't really that much, is it, compared to the rest of the team, but they need a rest. The clock ticks down, and I don't think Levante can do much, although they have got a chance coming forward now in the final few seconds. The cross comes in, cleared by George, cleared by Johannesson, and that is it. Levante 0, Oviedo 1. We pick up the crucial 3 points there, made the extra man count towards the end of that game, I think, and just saw the win out, basically. A good win, well done. Leave that match, and let's now get ready with 2 days rest for the Bilbao game. Hopefully, in these next 2 days, Sunset will actually sign his new deal. Then I'm actually tempted to offer him to both Milans for 8.25 million, whatever his release fee clause is. See what they come back. If they pay me 8 million for him, I'm not going to say no to that. Well, Sunset still not agreed a contract, and now I have to reply to the AC Milan deal. It won't let me stall it. I'm just going to have to reject it, aren't I? Just reject. Indispensable to the club. Now, hopefully they don't put a bid in for £2 million straight out right now to get his release fee clause. Okay, well, the game's here, and he's yet to accept this new deal, which is a little bit worrying. We're going to start him today instead of Febas because they're probably a little bit tired, all these players still. It's not too bad, actually, looking at it. Not too bad. Lozano's going to come on for De Thomas. We'll start Johannesson today instead of David Cameron, just to give him a little bit of a rest before more games coming up soon. Actually tempted to stunt Pastrana instead of Cordoba today because, again, he's looking quite tired out there. But I think they're the only 3 changes I'll make for now. Pinto actually may come on for George. But that is it. That is all the changes I'm making now. Right, kickoff is upon us. Copa del Rey Spanish Cup quarter final. I am looking forward to this. Hopefully, we could go all the way, and that would actually make next season interesting because if we win it, then we get Europa League, I believe. If we don't win it, I don't know if it goes to like 7th. I don't know if it's like the Premier League, if it goes to the next best placed team in the Premier League or it goes to second runners-up in the Cup. I'll have to double check that. But it's potential route into Europe for us, and it's an early route into Europe as well. I was not thinking we'd be in a European competition for another 2 or 3 seasons, really, at the minimum. So if there's a chance to do it this season through a cup, I'll grab it with both hands. Bilbao, of course, a decent side. We drew with them, was it last episode? It was a few episodes ago at least. It was in the past few episodes. We had a goalless draw, was it 1-1 draw? I can't remember which one it was now. My memory is not the best, is it, right now? But Lozano coming forward, looking to try it. What a fantastic shot that was, but an even better save in the end from the Bilbao goalkeeper. Really drilled it in, but what a save. Pastrana puts the corner in, goes to Pedro Pinto, but cleared away just instead. Sunset now on the edge of the area, still not signing his contract, which worries me quite a bit. Ruiz on the ball, but cleared by DeMarcos. Straight away, though, the corner, or the throw-in rather, is a highlight, although it looks like a counter-attack for Bilbao as Munayen comes forward. Johannesson makes a decent tackle there, actually. And Cantel, what your name is, gets on the end of it. Lozano now on the ball. He puts the ball forward to Cantel, overloading in the box. Dorsch was the man there, though, and he is like the last man I want to having a one-on-one with a goalkeeper, and that is why. I've got to say, it always impresses me, actually, Bilbao, how they always do so well, considering they can only sign players from the Basque region. I always think it's really... It's a cool transfer policy, and they do very, very well considering how limited their player search is. So hats off to them. I think they do fantastically well. We are coming forward now on the ball, though. Pastrana puts a cross in towards Lozano, who gets on the end of it just wide. We are taking the game to Bilbao right now, and we're looking for a win to get into the semi-final. The issue is, it's these shots on target. We're not going to score goals if we don't get more shots on target. 8 shots, only 1 on target is not good enough. We need a little bit more composure, a little bit of finishing, and accuracy. I don't think that's even an attribute in Football Manager, accuracy, but I'd like a bit more of that. Pastrana on the ball on this left-hand side for us. He nearly loses it, but Varela puts the ball back in instead. Ruiz picks up the loose ball on the edge of the area, and Cantel, what your name is, puts it in the back of a net for us. He's been a really top signing, actually. I didn't think he was good. I had question marks over how good he was going to be, but he has delivered on quite a few occasions now. Scores quite a few goals as the inside forward. Really, really good. I thought Cordoba was going to be better, but I think Cantel is better than Cordoba is. Another chance for us just before half-time. Lozano puts it out. Goes back out to Johannesson. Into Lozano again. Sunset is there to make it 2-0 just before half-time. And I don't want to hold my breath, but I think this first leg is just about won. I mean, if you look at the stats, it should be down and out for Bilbao. We should be able to just see us out now for the rest of the game. I don't want to see them get any more shots or even score a goal. Again, we're going to have a league game coming up in 2 or 3 days' time because the cup games are played midweek. So I'm going to look to rest a few key players in the meantime. Although, Bilbao came close there just over the crossbar. Who do I even see as a key player? That's the issue right now. I think no one's actually that tired yet. That's the issue. Well, it's not an issue, but I'm just thinking about it. Borja Fernandez is going to come on for Ruiz because he's the most tired on the pitch. And apparently has just picked up a knock as I did that. Ruiz looks in pain, just says down there. So that's probably a good idea. I don't think Katic has played massively well either. So we're going to bring George on for him for these final, well, there's most of the second half now. But I think they're the two changes we'll make for now. And they make one later on. Bilbao coming forward now, trying to get themselves back into this tie. Williams now on the wing, puts it in, headed clear, only as far as Iturraspe though, who puts it forward again. Penna into Munayin, into Calderon, who hits the post, and George manages to clear the danger. But the second half, Bilbao are coming back into it. They're starting to show their true colours now. Hopefully we can just keep this clean sheet for the next 25 minutes. Although, if they've got anything to do with it, they're going to try and score as many goals as possible. Williams crossing, cleared by Pinto, but only as far as Calderon, who's trying to come forward once again. Munayin on the ball. He's put it back to Calderon, who puts it back out to Yuri. That was a fantastic ball there. Didn't make the most of it, though, although they do retain possession, as they do manage to score a goal now. I think Dorsch was tackled in the area by Munayin. And it's back to 2-1 now. And again, here come Bilbao. Don't do this to me, please, Bilbao. We've worked so hard for this. This has been a really lovely episode. Some really good stuff happening. A good win in that first game. But Williams now equalises for Bilbao. And I'm going to have to go demand more to the boys. Really demand more. To be fair to them, they had dominated the second half. They've played really well, whereas we've just took our foot off the pedal a little bit. And really, we need to do something better than this. Raul Thomas is going to come on for Lozano up front. Hopefully he can do a bit more than Lozano has. Lozano got an assist, but other than that, he's been fairly useless. Varela now on the ball, out towards Borja Fernandez in the centre of the park. Can't tell what your name is on the ball. Running backwards, though. I'm not a fan of that. Johannesson on the ball, brings it forward. Can he get a crossing? Gets it into the Thomas. Cleared only as far as, oh man, Pastrana's shot. In the end, blocked, and it is out. I mean, you can't say it's not been an exciting game, but I am disappointed in the way that we've thrown away a 2-goal lead now, and I assume that's 2 away goals for Bilbao. I think it's on away goals, but I can't remember. All of their substitutes have been at defenders as well, so I feel like they are really going to be... they've got some fit defenders there now, fully fitness. They're going to be outrunning our attacking players, so scoring a goal now... We're going to have to be very, very lucky if we're going to do that. Although Pastrana on the ball cuts through the defence. I thought he was going to squeeze through there, but no. Bilbao coming forward, and if they score a goal now, I'm going to be cross. And they're still coming forward. Munayin on the ball into Lopez. I think this first leg is just about won. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. Alright, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Well, fortunately, there's a second leg of this tie. So we could go to Bilbao and beat them. But I've got to say, I am far from pleased with that result. How have we... Junior Ruiz out for a couple of days with a gas check. We'll use a club doctor. No, we won't. We'll use the playthrough equipment thing because we might as well. Well, I mean, it wasn't the best result, was it? But we can turn things around. We've got the Bilbao game in a week's time, actually. So, next episode is going to be this Bilbao game and the Real San Sebastian game. We're going to play Espanyol offline and then we'll come back for those ones. So, if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you do drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I will see you next time for some more Real Deal / David Cameron action.